and it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of getting to the finals. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game.
We've known her as a volleyball player. I saw some handles out there.
She's a volleyball player. Don't get my wife mad. My wife is done with this basketball. She's done with it. She's a volleyball player.
LeBron James just dropped a bombshell that has the Lakers front office scrambling. After demanding more money to build a winner, the king was told no. Now he's walking. Cleveland is waiting, and the franchise he saved is left in ruins.
0. And that 5% is like the only destination I see, and I've been saying this, is Cleveland is the only thing I think maybe can happen. It's where he grew up, where he won a title also, where he can possibly envision. Cleveland could pick Bronny at the 17th slot. That's where they pick. And Bron can go there and play for 1 year. So when they say don't focus on him, the focus should be more on Anthony Davis, I think that's leaving the door open.
If this was LeBron's last game with the purple and gold, what's LeBron's legacy with the Lakers?
His legacy went from, the age, 34 to 39 now? 33.
It happened behind closed doors at the Lakers' El Segundo facility. LeBron James, Rich Paul, and Lakers owner Mark Walter sat across from each other in a meeting that was supposed to be routine. It was anything but. LeBron laid out his vision, a bigger budget, more pieces around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, the kind of roster that could compete for a championship next season. He wanted guarantees. He wanted commitment. Walter listened. Then he spoke. The numbers don't work. 4 words that changed everything. Walter laid out the spreadsheets, the $52.6 million player option, the luxury tax penalties, the second apron restrictions that would cripple the franchise for years. He explained that the Lakers couldn't afford to build the team LeBron wanted while keeping his max salary on the books. LeBron didn't argue. He didn't plead. He just nodded, stood up, and walked out. The meeting lasted 20 minutes. It ended a dynasty. The demand was simple. The answer was final. And now the king is packing his bags. Subscribe to see where he's going.
Figured out.
One thing for sure, we think we know we can hang our hats defensively. So there's going to be games where we don't shoot the ball extremely well, or we feel like we could have shot better, or whatever the case may be. We always feel like we can get a couple stops in a row, be able to string some stops, be able to get some paint points, get to the free throw line, kind of calm us down. And if we keep the game close, I feel like in the fourth quarter, that's when I'm at my best. And if the game is close, I feel like I make plays to help.
I think Cleveland is the dark horse in the East.
He's this unicorn, like he's covering for a lot of sins underneath of what's going on with their players. So
I feel you,
with all that, what do you think about the Knicks? Obviously, big performance against the Spurs. It seems like they play up to the Spurs, they play up to OKC, but they haven't really played up to a lot of guys in their conference. The Cavs. The Pistons own the Knicks. Like, it's not even close. Like, the point difference is like 80-something points.
24 hours after that meeting, LeBron James picked up the phone and dialed a number he hadn't called in years. On the other end, Cleveland Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert. The conversation was brief, professional, and definitive. According to sources close to both camps, LeBron didn't ask for a max contract. He didn't demand control over roster decisions. He asked one simple question: can you win? Gilbert's answer was immediate. He laid out the roster: Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen. A team that was already contending in the Eastern Conference. A team that was one piece away from a championship run. Then Gilbert made his pitch. Come home. Finish what you started. We'll figure out the money. The money part was complicated. Cleveland was over the second apron, deep into luxury tax territory. They could only offer the veteran minimum, roughly $3.6 million for a player of LeBron's tenure, a $49 million pay cut from his Lakers salary. But both men knew the math didn't stop at the contract. LeBron's farewell tour, the streaming rights, the merchandise sales, the money would find him. It always did. Within 48 hours, the framework was in place. LeBron James would return to Cleveland for a third stint, 1 year, minimum salary. One last chance to bring a championship to the place where it all began. The news hadn't leaked yet, but it would, soon. The deal is done. The Lakers don't know yet, but they're about to find out. Subscribe to witness the panic.
Compared to Kobe Bryant, but I think players today can carry genes of what he represented, and I think Austin does. He is no nonsense. He comes in the gym. He's about the work. He's straightforward with his teammates. He's all about winning. He doesn't listen to the praise and get big-headed. He doesn't listen to the criticism and get down on himself. He's just about the work, and I think we saw that in just sort of how he attacked.
The Lakers front office is underrated.
The Lakers front office is terrible. They never develop talent. Nico Harrison is the best GM the Lakers have ever had.
Okay.
They basically gave him Luka Doncic. You had 2 generational talents, and you lost in 5 games.
Okay.
JJ is only the coach because he was LeBron's podcast partner. I have a podcast. That doesn't mean I'm going to be the next coach of the Lakers. JJ looks crazy, and you look crazy for loving the Lakers this much.
They turned Kendrick Nunn.
The Lakers front office didn't see it coming. Rob Pelinka was in his office when the first report hit social media. A trusted NBA insider posted 3 words that sent shockwaves through the organization. LeBron to Cleveland. Done. Pelinka's phone exploded. Mark Walter called within seconds. Jeannie Buss, still holding her minority stake and emotional connection to the franchise, was reportedly devastated. The panic wasn't just about losing LeBron James. It was about what his departure meant for everything else. Luka Doncic, who had been promised a co-star to build around, now faced an uncertain future. Austin Reeves, about to sign a max contract extension, suddenly became the team's primary building block. The $50 million in cap space that was supposed to be used to surround LeBron with shooters now had to be completely reimagined. Inside the Lakers facility, the mood was described as funereal. Players walked through hallways in stunned silence. Coaches huddled in offices, trying to process what just happened. Staffers who had worked with LeBron for 8 years, who had helped him win a championship in 2020, who had watched him break the all-time scoring record, sat at their desks staring at screens. Mark Walter, the spreadsheet emperor who had made the cold business decision to deny LeBron's budget demands, now faced the consequences. He'd saved the franchise from a luxury tax nightmare, but at what cost? The phone call started immediately. Agents for potential free agents suddenly became harder to reach. Why would a star player come to Los Angeles when the king had just walked out the door? The Lakers' mystique, carefully rebuilt over 8 years, was crumbling in real time. The Lakers will be fine, one Eastern Conference executive told ESPN. They have Luka, they have picks, they have cap space. But fine isn't what they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be contenders. The front office scrambled to craft a response. A press release was drafted, then scrapped. Talking points were circulated, then contradicted. No one knew what to say, because no one knew what came next. And through it all, one question echoed through the empty hallways of the practice facility. What just happened? The Lakers are in shock, but in Cleveland, they're celebrating. The next chapter reveals the homecoming that's been 12 years in the making. Within hours of the news breaking, fans gathered outside Rocket Arena. They chanted LeBron's name. They held signs that read, "Welcome home," and "Finish the story." The city that had watched a kid from Akron grow into the greatest player of his generation was ready to welcome him back one last time. Donovan Mitchell was the first Cavalier to speak publicly. "It's LeBron James, man," Mitchell said, a grin spreading across his face. "When the greatest player of our generation says he wants to come home, you make it work. You figure out the money, you figure out the minutes, you figure it all out." James Harden, who had been acquired at the trade deadline specifically for this moment, was more measured but equally excited. "I've been in this league a long time," Harden said. "I've played with some great players, but this is different. This is history." Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, the young big men who formed the defensive backbone of the Cavaliers, reportedly texted each other immediately. "We're about to play with LeBron," one message read. The fit was obvious to everyone. LeBron wouldn't have to carry the load like he did in his first 2 Cleveland stints. He could be a facilitator, a mentor, a closer when needed. Mitchell and Harden would handle the scoring. Mobley and Allen would anchor the defense. LeBron would be the quarterback, the veteran presence, the championship DNA that every contender needs. The numbers backed it up. Cleveland was already 4th in the Eastern Conference with a 44-22 record. Adding LeBron James, even at 41, made them instant favorites to come out of the East. Brian Windhorst, the ESPN reporter who has covered LeBron since his high school days, put it simply: "This is the storybook ending. This is what everyone wanted. The kid from Akron coming home to finish what he started. It's almost too perfect." The homecoming is set. The Lakers are reeling. But one final question remains. What does this mean for LeBron's legacy? The conclusion reveals the answer. LeBron James will leave Los Angeles having played 8 seasons with the Lakers, 1 championship, 1 finals appearance, 4 All-Star selections, the all-time scoring record broken in purple and gold, a statue guaranteed outside arena. But his legacy in Cleveland? That's something else entirely. This will be his 3rd stint with the Cavaliers. His first, from 2003 to 2010, was the rise of a king. 7 seasons, 2 MVPs, 1 heartbreaking finals appearance, and a departure that left the city in ashes. His second, from 2014 to 2018, was redemption. 4 finals, 1 championship, the greatest comeback in NBA history against the 73-win Warriors. When he left for Los Angeles, there were no burning jerseys, just gratitude. Now, at 41, he returns for a 3rd act, the prodigal son coming home one last time. He's the endurance GOAT in professional sports history, Stephen A. Smith said. No one in professional sports has maintained such a high level for so long. That's how great he is. The farewell tour will be historic. Every arena will honor him. Every city will celebrate him. And when the Cavaliers take the court for their home opener in October 2026, the ovation will be heard around the world. The money? It's almost irrelevant. The veteran minimum contract, roughly $3.6 million, is a $49 million pay cut from his Lakers salary. But the streaming rights alone from his farewell tour could net him $70 million. The merchandise sales, the ticket revenue, the economic impact on a city that still worships him, it's incalculable. For the Lakers, the road ahead is murky. Luka Doncic is the future, but the future just got more complicated. Austin Reeves will be asked to take on a larger role. The $50 million in cap space that was supposed to be used to build around LeBron must now be reimagined. Mark Walter's spreadsheet won the battle, but may have lost the war. He saved the franchise from luxury tax hell, but he lost the most popular player in franchise history in the process. The fans will remember. The city will remember. In Cleveland, they're already planning the parade. LeBron James is going home. Not as a savior this time. Not as the kid carrying the weight of a franchise on his shoulders. He's going home as a legend, as a champion, as the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He's going home to finish what he started, to write the final chapter of a story that began in Akron, Ohio in 2003. The Lakers will survive. They always do. But they'll never be quite the same without the king. And in Cleveland, they're already dreaming of one last parade. Was LeBron right to leave? Should the Lakers have given him what he wanted? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines.